Okay, hello and welcome to week 5, which is the final part of our tomato planter project. And this is really where we're going to evaluate our product and see if it's any good, really. So the most important thing, if I just go back to our PowerPoint, there we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. So once we've created our actual product, if you like, we need to put soil in it, we need to put some seeds in it. Now, if you've got seeds at home, that's fantastic, just plant them. And they don't have to be tomatoes either. If you haven't, this this website here will actually show you how to slice a tomato and how to use just one slice of tomato to grow tomato plants. So it's quite a useful thing to learn, really. So once you've planted it, just leave it a couple of days, take a couple of days off, and then we're going to check back in with it and we're going to create an evaluation. Now, evaluations are really important. The reason they're so important is because when we finish making our product, we don't know if they're actually any good or not. And I'm sure everybody, if you could go back a second time with everything you've learned, all the mistakes you've made, you could then make something better the second time around. And so it's really worth looking at the product from a very analytical point of view to see what's good about it and also maybe what's not, what could be changed or improved for the next time round if you were going to make another. Now, if I asked you to analyse your favourite product at home, possibly let's say it's a phone, you would probably tell me a lot about what it does and you'd probably tell me a lot about how it looks, but you might miss certain things out to do with materials or the environment or ergonomics. And so these methods here just allow us to go into enough detail to really make sure that we hit all those beats and we understand all those different aspects to a product. Okay, so my personal favourite is Cafe Q, and this one here breaks it down into the cost, how much does it cost you to buy or to make, the aesthetics, what does it look like, is it stylish, what colours does it have, the function, what does it actually do, and is it fit for that purpose. Now, ergonomics really relates to, is it easy to use, is it easy to carry or hold, what about the measurements in terms of how you hold it or you use it or you operate it. Quality is all to do with the materials, how it's made, how it's manufactured. Is it well made? Is it going to stand the test of time or is it falling apart? User, who's it intended for? Are they happy with it? Does it make sense for that client? And then environment, so is it fit for where it's being used? If you made your product to go outside, but it's made of masking tape and it's not waterproof, it's not fit for that environment. Also, what impact might it have on the environment? Now, Access FM does the same thing as Cafe Q, just does it in a different way. So it breaks some of these terms up a little bit. So ergonomics really is talking about the size, possibly the safety, and the quality as well, talking about the materials, and again the safety. So a lot of these sort of things are already covered in Cafe Q. So if we go over to your booklet now, you can do this one, or you can do both if you want to find out the difference. And again, if you're not sure what these terms mean, just Google them, or you can go into the booklet and you can use these guides. This one is on a separate page as well, and there are videos here and here that explain each section and how it applies to a product. So that's quite a useful thing to do. And then finally, the whole point of this, the whole point about analysing a product is to find out how we'd improve it. So at GCSE, we'd actually expect you to go on and make those improvements. Here's an idea. This was prototyped and modelled in between, and this was a final product. As you can see, it's well made. It serves its function very well. However, client feedback and a very strict analysis showed us that it was only good for one type of comic, and the client who collected anime wanted something that could also hold anime comics, which are a different size and thickness. Also felt that it was a little over-engineered, finger joints down the side, and a whole separate layer for the front to make a sort of a clear slot. This one just has a clear front and only uses dowel joints, which is very, very simplistic, but it means it can be flat packed and it means it's easier to mass produce and mass manufacture. So that evaluation at this point, even though this was the end of the product, did lead on to a better product. Okay, now that's basically, you don't need to go that far, but what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to just come up with any changes that you would make. Second time round, what changes would you make? Why would you make them? Think about what your client thought, think about what you think. Could it be made better? And if you want as a go further, then by all means go ahead and make a second one and try and make it better. But that's totally up to you. Okay, so at that point, you are finished. And that is the end of this project. So well done.